Hey, what's up, y'all? In this video, we're going to give you a market update, March 2023 of Jacksonville, Florida and surrounding areas. So first off, what we want to tell you is that the market is turning little by little. It's becoming more and more of a buyer's market, right? With the interest rates gradually going up, what we're seeing is that there's more inventory on the market for buyers. There's roughly about 6,500 homes on the market in the MLS, the Northeast Florida MLS, which is the multi-listing services. So there's about 3 times as many homes since this time last year. So what it is more inventory, there's more product on the market, and then the interest rates going up. So that makes it more opportunities for buyers. So this is what we're seeing. For the sellers, what we're seeing in this market is that they're going to have to keep their houses in tip-top shape, making sure that home is decluttered, depersonalized, clean, the yard, landscape well. All the major 4 points are up to date, meaning the roof, the plumbing, the HVAC, and also the electrical. That these things, when you're selling your house, you want to make sure it's in tip-top shape, so that first impression is perfect. So Jason, jump on in here, man. What you're seeing in the market in March 2023 here in Northeast Florida? What are you noticing?
Right. So I do feel like I've had a flood of additional investors contact me. Since it is a buyer's market. Being an investor, it kind of makes it a little bit easier, because now you can negotiate the prices down more, given the inventory is up. There's more options out there for people to choose, and so the investors feel that, all right, well, if there's a lot more properties there, then there's less competition for some of these properties. So I've been having a lot of calls come into me. I'm asking about that because I kind of have a little bit of a niche doing that, given that I do rehabs myself, and then I also find properties for other investors. We are seeing also even normal purchases, you're able to negotiate them down more, and as already just mentioned, that makes all the more difference if a buyer walks into one house versus another for residential purchases. If your house is dirtier or has something wrong with it that they find on the inspection report, they're more than likely going to want to negotiate the price, because they do have those other options that they can choose from. The already kind of alluded to the plumbing and everything. So the 4 point, that goes into the plumbing, the electrical, the AC. So it's, what is the four?
And the roof.
The roof, plumbing, electrical, and AC. And so those 4 things are like the bare minimum that you need to have, especially for insurance purposes. But if any of those big 4 things are wrong, that's going to be a huge deterring factor for someone wanting to either negotiate or back out of the deal. So that's very important. But also, the regular inspection gets into the nooks and crannies of even the doors and things like that, and taking pictures of even cracks or things in the house that may be a little bit cosmetic. And once those things are pointed out, they'll use that as leverage as well. And more than likely, the seller will have to kind of give a little bit on price because of those options that are out there. So
yeah, perfect. And so what I tell my sellers, we both work with sellers, and by the way, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. We're realtors here in the Jacksonville area. So what I'm telling my sellers is, like, disclose. So as a broker here in the Jacksonville area, that's super important to disclose what's going on. So say you don't, as a seller, you don't want to fix anything in this market, that's okay, but just be upfront about it. Look, we're not fixing anything. We'll drop the price a little bit, but get down to it, because the buyers have plenty more options, and your house will sit if you're not super aggressive in this market, either with the price or making sure that property is pristine. And that's just really what's going on in this area. We're even seeing a lot of investment properties, because we work with investors all over the world here in the Jacksonville area. And so there's a lot more investment properties on all sides of town, particularly what I'm seeing on the north side of town, lower income areas. There's a lot of great investments. So we're seeing more and more of those on the market as well.
And already, didn't you go to a local thing here recently, and did you get any additional insight at that event that you went to, one of the local RIAs.
Yeah, the local RIA, Jacksonville Real Estate, I guess investment group, and they were just breaking down like what they're seeing in the market. So the big boys, the big players here in this area, in the sense of who are buying, millionaires, multimillionaires, probably close to billionaires now, what they're doing is they're just being very careful in what they're buying, right? They still are buying, but they're selling some of their properties, but they're selling the properties that they really don't want. But they're holding, they're doing more buy and hold. So buy and hold is becoming more and more important, for investors. And I just want to share with you guys one of my deals that I did recently from the buyer's perspective. My buyer was able to get $15,000 off the asking price, and then she was able to get 6% in closing costs. So if you have a conventional loan, meaning good credit, a conventional loan, and you're putting about 20% down or more, you can get up to 9% in closing costs and prepays paid. So this is what's going on with the buyers. But my particular buyer was a first-time home buyer. She bought her house right near her church, which was in stone's throw away, and she was able to get all that money off that property. Now, it was a little bit of a fixer-upper, but she was able to get a super deal in an area that she's going to be in for a while. And so this is what the kind of deals that's happening. And I know Jason had an amazing deal that he worked recently. I mean, he's the master at getting prices down off houses. So tell them about one of your deals, Jason, before we get out of here, man.
Well, yeah. So recently there was a deal. It was listed for $130,000, and then after kind of going and walking the property and assessing what was kind of going on, just from my point of view in terms of seeing the things that need to be done to the property. I mean, at $130,000, it was actually even priced, about $70,000 under what the market would be. But then I asked for another $32,000, and they came down. So, the level of inventory and the things with the interest rates, are playing with the market. And so, and also creative things are coming out, as Artie was kind of saying, 9% when it used to be 6% for a conventional loan, that you could get, assistance for the closing costs and things of that nature. But also, the 2-to-1 buy down is now, more relevant and being marketed now, where you can buy down the interest rate 2 points and then it raises 1. And then, the thought is that you can refinance, within 2 years after the interest rates come back down. So, these things come out in the market are kind of playing to the game of, are the prices are, or the interest rates are high. And so we've got to make it more advantageous for, homeowners to be able to purchase and be able to purchase at a reasonable price, be able to afford that home, and then do these creative things so then later on they can refinance and get out of that higher interest rate that's going on right now. But that is a big driver in the market right now with things and it being more of a buyer's market right now. But a deal is a deal, right? So that one that I negotiated down, even though the interest rates are high, but if you have a good realtor like me or Artie and you negotiate the price down, well, your payment is the same as, if the interest rates were at 5, say they're 5%, but now they're at 7. Well, if I got $32,000 down, but your payment's going to be the same, I just leveraged the 2% higher, but the payment's going to be the same as if you got 5% at the full price, because I just knocked the price down. So
awesome.
If you think of it that way, I always say to the buyers that a deal's a deal. Like if you negotiate the price right, you're going to get the same as if the interest rates were lower before. So
right, perfect. So drop us a comment, hit the subscribe button, the like button, give us a call, shoot us a text. Let us know how we can help you guys up. And thank you for listening to our market update. Got plenty more to give you guys. And until next time, we'll check you out. Have a wonderful day. All right, peace.
absolutely.